Hey, Blazer Tales. I wanted to hop on here and show you for a minute how to use the PowerPoint, the novel study PowerPoint that goes with Bob, that is by Wendy Mass and Rebecca Stead. Oh my gosh, this book is amazing, but this is not my book talk. This is to show you how to use the PowerPoint that goes with it. So let me share my screen. Okay, so here is the PowerPoint. Let me do slideshow, play from start. Okay, so you're going to get this. This is, of course, the first slide, the title. It's going to tell you how to use it. It says that since there are pictures in this book, what I have done is when you get to a chapter, when you start reading a chapter, if there's a picture in that chapter, I have underlined a sentence and put like an asterisk beside it. That lets you know to advance the slide from the slide that says like chapter one or chapter two or chapter whatever. So the kids can see the picture from the book without you having to hold it up and, go around like this and everything. So they can see it easier. And then when you get to the end of the chapter, you will ask the questions and then you will stop when you get to the next chapter break. So I just want to show you how that works. And I'm using the paperback book. So my page numbers might be a little different from yours, but I'll show you in a minute how you'll know what those sentences are. So you start off and you just ask the kids, what they think the book is going to be about. I have two book trailers here because I could not decide between the two of them. So I put both of them in here. You will show them those. Now, here is your table of content. So if you finish one day and you're on chapter 7, the next day you're starting on chapter 8, you don't have to scroll through the slides. You just click on chapter 8 and it takes you straight to it. So here's your chapter break, chapter 1. You're going to just leave it on this slide and you'll start reading chapter 1. Now, in chapter 1, when you get to page 3 right here, I know it's so hard to see, but right here I have underlined a sentence and I have put an asterisk. When you get to that sentence, you're going to advance the slide. So now they can see the chickens that you're reading about in the book. When you get to the end of chapter 1, then you have your questions. Some of these questions are just straight up answers, just comprehension. What did they hear? What do they know? Some of them are thought questions, asking their opinions about stuff and trying to get a deeper level of thinking going. And as you see, the answer is not going to come up until you advance the slide. So just flip through to chapter 1. When you get to chapter 2, chapter 1 is pretty full. Okay, so here's chapter 2. You're going to stop. If this is where you're done reading for the day, then this is where you'll pick up the next day. If you're reading chapter 2, leave it on this slide until you get, and I don't know if chapter 2, yeah, it does have a picture. So when you get to the underlined sentence with the asterisk, you'll know to advance the slide to this one so they can see the picture from the book. And then you're going to ask the questions just like that. Let me get out of that for a second so I can show you. At the very end is where I have the sentences listed. So you will come right here, and here are the pages. So in my book, which is the paperback book, you would go to page 3, and where it says, I remember chickens and one chicken that was different. In your book, you can either lightly underline with a pencil and put an asterisk. You could take a sticky note and put under that sentence so you'll know whatever. If you don't want to write in your book, I used to be one of those that freaked out, but I've gotten over that. So anyway, however you want to do it, but here's all the sentences that are listed in the book. And that is it. It is very simple. Let me stop sharing my screen. If you have not read Bob is absolutely incredible. I'll have a link in this YouTube video for how to or where to go to listen to my book talk and listen to my first chapter Friday reading. Incredible book. Okay, I will see you in the next reading, guys. If you have any questions, you have my email that will be linked in here. Just send me an email and I'll be glad to answer any questions. See you in the next book.